Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe one stone, and it bring about feeling to always. give and show and stone, and it bring about the feeling to awaken them.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we lovely. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here, represent for we in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening, good evening. It is actually Friday the 13th of June. They always say Friday the 13th is not a good day. I don't know if it is true or whatever superstition it is, but it is Friday the 13th. Good evening and welcome to Global TV. We're going to do a few minutes of geopolitics this evening because you must recognize the changes in geopolitics and the consequences that could come after. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewer subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Good evening to members of the Jamaica Labour Party continuously on the offensive. Good evening to Lady Desvine de Vere. You'll all find out later on who Lady Desvine de Vere is. Mind your blood pressure, darling. Remember, we're getting old. You see, Miss de Vere, you have to check your tantrums. Check your tantrums. We're getting old. We're not getting any younger. So throwing a hissy fit for nothing really won't cut it. Debbie Jarvis, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sharon Bernard, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Who else is there? Beat and Teach, good evening. Monica Wills, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Who else is here? Oh, hold on. I don't want to pass anyone, so I have to roll slowly. Empress Deb, good evening. Good evening. Who else is here? Karen Lamard, good evening and welcome. Miranda Rudder, good evening, good evening. Belinda Briscoe, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining. Long time no see. How are you? Hero Bottom, good evening. Rosemary Samuels, Sophia Hall, good evening all and welcome. Chelsea Clinton, good evening. Snipai, good evening. Isilda Williams, Patrick B. Let me see who is on the tick. Insta Nanny, good evening. Debian Duncan, user 5916, Merle, Marjorie Hayden, good evening and welcome. Apologies for this morning. I had to run out of the house, something I wasn't prepared for. But then I turn around and use the rest of the day wisely by going to Brixton and get East Indian, get Julie Mango, get soursop, and all that jazz. But I'm going to have to go back to Brixton tomorrow. There's something else I need to go and get for my sister, as well as myself. Yvonne Johnson, good evening. Good evening and welcome. Good evening. On the offensive. I'm going to try to talk nicely to the mayor this evening. Because maybe when you talk nice to them, maybe they will actually stop to listen rather than me barking at the mayor. Public service, mayor. Public service. Which I'm quite sure It's not something that you are hung, drawn, and quartered to offer public service, one which you've been paid handsomely for. So when you're in public service, Mayor, you have to have a mixture of the tortoise and the crocodile lying in your back, Mayor. A job in the public sector, particularly, Mayor, a leading role, is not for a NIMBY. It is one who can see the very difficult things as water off a duck's back, Mayor. But I'm beginning to become concerned of your behavior. I don't know if you're having a mental breakdown. I don't know if you're a bully. I don't know if power gets to your head. The one for Sinting, the one at St. James, Richard Vernon, or what's it or rather his name is. What's it or rather his name is. I notice your behavior with you when you take down the PNP pamphlets all across St. James or a section of St. James. I notice your behavior also when it comes to the ombudsman trying to hold you to account. Very offensive, man. Not even defensive enough. Very offensive. Now you're being criticized again for the running of the city, and oh, it's all because of politics. If it is that you're in public service, there are a plethora of things that you are responsible for, Mayor. And if they're not going right, the public, whether we are JLP or PNP, we are entitled to complain about them. Because it is the service, Mayor, that we pay you in millions for. No chicken change. To sometimes literally do nothing at all, if you ask me. It's not all about politics. It's not all about badmanship. It is not, Mayor, all about bullyism, and because we are the ruling and majority party, we can stuck two fingers up to everybody, Mayor. It's not really like that. We, the people of Jamaica, pay you to do a job. You could not speak to anybody in the private sector like this, Mayor. You would be out on your head. You could not have a job in the public sector and speak to your superiors like that, because we are your superiors. We employ you. You would never do this in the private sector. But this is the leadership we're getting from Andrew Holness, where Andrew Holness still wants more. To do what? One would ask. It is a leadership that is coming from Andrew Holness. But people like the mayor of St. James is behaving, St. James Montego Bay or whatever the mayor for, is behaving like this. Because we have a bully prime minister. And anybody think they are a lackey or a claffy for the prime minister, they must behave arrogant and bullish like the prime minister. Let me remind you, kind of very young, you all are very young. you're all putting your credibility and your political career on the line for one man who really doesn't care about anyone and anything barring his wealth creation. Instead, because of politics, instead, anything is because of politics. Whether him like him and him done Slayer, trying to have a face off with the ombudsman, whoever we don't know who that person is. We don't even know if it's Andrew. But you cannot continue like this, Mayor. You can't continue with the bullish and the arrogance. We are your superiors, we are your employers, and you have a duty to speak to us with respect. It's not everything you must be bully about, or everything is about politics. So what you're going to hit for? If it's not about politics, Mayor, why are you there? It is politics why you're there in a Mayor. It is politics why you're paid handsomely. It is corrupt politics why you're sitting there collecting money and not doing much. So why when we talk, it's because of politics. If you all don't want to be criticized, I regularly tell you all this. Go to the private sector. When you don't hear with trouble private sector people out there, barring when they collide with the government. When you don't hear will come out here come trouble private sector people, barring the one them will collide with the government. So if we don't want to criticize them, if we don't want to hold on to account, go to the private sector and you'll have to abide by the rules within the private sector because there are rules there. Because what we want to do and get about with in the public sector, we wouldn't try it in the private sector because first thing we would want to keep on a job. The problem is with a mayor. We don't care about a job because we can steal openly, mayor. We can enrich ourselves off the back of the people. So we really don't have to care about a job. Because 2 days in a hit, on turn look pan Andrew. Look pan Andrew. You never reach before you turn rich. So this is why you all don't have to care about your job, as opposed to if you were in the private sector. You couldn't behave like this. Because first thing you don't have to think about your mortgage and your car and your rent or whatever. But you don't have to worry about it in the public sector. Because you just can swindle it out of the public purse. And this is the problem, Canadian girl. Andrew Holness, the hyena that leads the pack, is doing a horrible job at leading. Merle, how you do? The hyena that leads the pack is doing a horrible job at leading. And if leading from the top is dismal, then this is why you have various loose cannons of various sectors across the party, across the country, because there is no leadership in the Jamaica Labour Party. Absolutely none. It's just last week the Prime Minister called upon him supporters to go there and confront, agitate, and attack. No leadership. So this is why they're all behaving like this, because government badness from the Prime Minister, Clarks and cut-off-foot jeans from a Prime Minister, fully dunce from a Prime Minister, stray dogs from a Prime Minister. So this is why people like may have to behave like this. Because the man at the very top is a hooligan. Just look at Andrew Holness, how his brow is knitted when he has to answer a question, particularly one that doesn't go his way. The man become angry and his forehead wrinkle up and all sorts. And then he just go on a tirade. You cannot all continue like this. The country is watching you. The country is watching all of you. Me tell you, say, I don't want to catch up, you know. Want to catch up and see, say, media is a what? It is what's in our hand. Media is not half a JBC and half a RGR where school picking the door, take bus from country drive, go town. If you go visit JBC and RGR in idea, then we got pantomime in the night. No, it's not like that anymore. Julie Miss Mango, how you do? Media is in the hands now. It's not at RGR and JBC. We're not recognizing that we are paying close attention. We're mark on our face. We walk and piss pound like dog. That's every time we walk past on. We don't see on that. We're mark on. Because we want to remember, say honor that. Because when you get into opposition, your behavior is going to change. And we're going to try to become human then. So it's the reason why we piss pound like that, because we want to remember, so not always rank. Labor rights. You can't continue so. Now, on to Desivine De Vere. You all know her generally as Lady Peter King. But I was part, because you know, TikTok is where it's is where it's all at. Good things, bullshit, entertainment, every and all. It's all at TikTok. Should I have a go at TikTok tonight? Should I have a go at TikTok? Let's leave TikTok for another time. May I pass Mrs. De Vere page today on TikTok? Oh, and she was having a meltdown. I mean, why can't you all be yourselves? PNP people, them are deplorable. PNP people, them are dunce. PNP people, okay. Have you ever seen anyone put out any reading or counting that the PNP cannot do? The PNP are dunce. The PNP are deplorable. Because you hear the languages. Because it's a trickle-down language from the Prime Minister, you know. To the Prime Minister, we're stray dogs. To the Prime Minister surrogates, we're deplorables. You know, the Hillary basket that cost Hillary Clinton the presidential election. The tone of leadership set by Andrew Holness. And Andrew Holness is asking the nation, choose me again. What the Prime Minister has not tell us, though, is to do what? Or based on what, Prime Minister? Take people like Desivine De Vere out of their nightmare and call the general election. The hissy fit tantrum and meltdown, Prime Minister, that you're creating to your vloggers and supporters, call the general election and put it to bed. because the breakdown is becoming too much now. The youth is literally having a meltdown, Prime Minister. When it's not over Mr. Golden, it's about something else irrelevant. Make case and put the youth out in misery. Hmm? Because me sure when they're able, or Sophia Langmore must stand up there with the injection in her hand to tab him when him have the meltdown. Lady Peter King Instanani. The new name is Desavine DeVere. Hmm? He's a PMPR deplorable, PMPR dunce. He was having a meltdown today. I mean, literally a meltdown he was having today. So I'm saying to the Prime Minister, take them out of their misery. Hmm? You have you have the power, Prime Minister, to save their heartache and blood pressure. Call the election. Because at them one a course say them a go winning. And at them one a course Mark Golden for Mark Golden no winning. When you're sure about something, you just sail smooth and go on through. But briefly onto geopolitics. You have all seen the deliberate and unprovoked attack by Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu on Tehran over the last few hours. This is not going, I think, going to go down well. This will probably turn out into an all-out war, possible all-out war within the Middle East, at least with Israel and Iran. That has the potential to hike up gas and oil prices, as well as to bring back what we had in the Ukraine war, during the Ukraine war. The high inflation and cost of living gone up again. But this was all carefully and strategically planned because Donald Trump was sending some, the killing machines to Ukraine. And then he diverted them from Ukraine and sent them to Israel. So straight away we know they were mustering up to do something in the Middle East. Now, an unprovoked attack, so a new war front is open in the Middle East. So we are going to monitor how the situation turn out in the Middle East, and no doubt there will be global ripple effect from that if it does spiral out of control. But I think Iran should retaliate swiftly and brutally. I do. But we will see how the situation in the Middle East develop, because it will, if it gets out of control. Norman, how you do not let Blake. If it gets out of control, it will have a global ripple effect. It will have global consequences in oil and gas and food price and all of that. So let's keep an eye on that and see where that is going. But I just hope Iran defend themselves rigorously, brutally, and swiftly. Now back to the Met. We played a story. I'm going to refresh you of the story. And because of this now, the Met is, I keep calling them the Met because that's what we call them here. The JCF is saying they are reviewing protocol because of how this young man details was put out to the public how his life was being put at risk given the shoot to kill order given by the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. So the JCF is saying they are reviewing protocol.
I never commit a crime. I have never been to a police station. I have never been to jail.
And yet, Orlando Grieve found himself wanted for murder. His brother sent this photograph on May 28, 2025. The 26-year-old construction worker had been working with his father in Manchester.
I thought it was a prank at first because I know of a page on the media way. Normally get people picture, post it up, and put music on it.
Because murder, you
a couple
know.
minutes after, I see everybody start send it to me and know me, and I say, wow, going from this one now, right there, so I say, this look real, man. Something right about this. So I start dig up now and I try to find out something. I have a police friend that live. It's my neighbor. I live right up the road up there, so I called him and tell him to check.
Checks revealed he was wanted in Portmore, St. Catherine. He turned to a pastor and a football coach to accompany him. Thursday morning, about 9 o'clock, he, along with his father and the pastor, went to Mandeville Police Station.
And returning myself at Mandeville Police Station, I explained to them what was the issue. And them carry me on a CIB office run I back. After that, them talk to an inspector man and him say, them now have nothing to do with that for them station because enough for them parish. So him say, people hold on. And he make some calls and we did about 10 minutes. We did it till about 10 minutes. And then he come back and say, he have to place me in a custody. Until Portmore come to me.
He detailed the journey with the police officers to Portmore. 4
police officers came for me to transfer me from Mandeville to Portmore. When I was going up to Portmore, them start checking me. I said, boy, you're a killer. You're a killer, you kill people. And think you wanted, man, you should have turned in yourself and make me come to you. Should have turned in yourself and make me come to you.
The next day, May 29, 2025, the JCF posted this photograph on its Instagram page. About 4:30 p.m., Orlando said he was interviewed, and based on the questions the police asked, he knew it was a case of mistaken identity. His parents retained attorney Nicoy Ferguson, who visited the station Saturday afternoon.
What seems to have occurred is that certainly there is another Orlando Gray whom the police want for murder. It is, I think, what transpired is quite sad because the sequence of events demonstrate, in my view, that whoever put up the photo, no due diligence at all seems to have been done because my client has been living at his address all his life. The mother indicates to me, that's my client's mother, that she believes the picture that was posted is the picture that he has on his passport.
He promised to file a habeas corpus application if his client had not been released by Monday. On Monday, June 1, 2025, Orlando was taken to a room in the police station where he was interrogated in the presence of his attorney and subsequently released. But Orlando said he felt like a prisoner. His image was still posted.
I may not go nowhere. I can't go work. I can't go nowhere. I have to stay. I have to lock it because I'm afraid. Afraid me go road and police see me and say, oh, I escaped. This man escaped from physical. They still up there. My picture still up there. Say me in custody and shoot me or something. I'm afraid me can't go on the road.
Here are some of the comments under the post.
Man chose to see the judge and not his maker. I know him that. I want to get that picture there. Me broken-hearted because he should be in the morgue. Why, Orlando, you can't play. Look like you win the jackpot.
We had been seeking clarification from the JCF since Thursday, June 5, but we did not get a response. On Monday and Tuesday again, we sought an official response. Up to Tuesday, June 11, the force still had not responded. But of note, the photo was removed on Tuesday, sometime after 5 p.m.
All of this, I play this to say, all of this goes back to the same leadership quality coming from the top. Now, if you have a prime minister behaving like a gangster, if you have a prime minister that gives a mandate to the police to approach us with their guns, to use their guns rather than their mouth, to use their guns rather than their investigative techniques and knowledge, then police don't have to, or not in the frame of mind to do any due diligence on anything. It is why they can shut down young men in the street, not knowing whether they're shooting the right person. If it's a criminal though ought not to be shot unless he is in the commission of an event of an offense, rather, where particularly it puts people's life at risk. Your first choice is to apprehend and subdue, not to just pull out your gun and fire. This, though, is the order given to the police by the government. Why then do you think JCF members are going to want to check, do I have the right person here? This is how serious it is, because if they're being told, you don't, once you think they're criminal, because it's not know that they're criminal, once you think that they're criminal, you can shoot and kill. You can shoot to kill. Find out who they are afterwards. Find out who they are afterwards. So why do you think, this is why the JCF acts ruthlessly and lawlessly, because they've got orders from the top that would be given in a gang. The same type of leadership that we're going towards now, the Nolan principle of good governance, which is causing so much in our country. The Prime Minister is doing everything he can to rip up accountability and good governance in our country. The People's National Party, though, have sworn to reverse if the Prime Minister does what they're planning to do at the moment. The People's National Party plan to reverse it. Of all the 63 people who should have, or whoever voted on that act, including Mark Golding, who wrote it, it is the one major dunce in a parliament that finds out that it breaches the Constitution. Now, the Integrity Commission is audited by an independent auditor, because the auditor, Pamela Monroe Ellis, is a member of the commission. So it would be a conflict of interest for Pamela Monroe Ellis to audit the commission. Thereby, the commission uses security services of an independent auditor. The independent auditors, listen carefully, have not found any dirt on the Integrity Commission. In my understanding, based on where Everett Warmington is going with it, Everett Warmington wants to find dirt on the Integrity Commission, because they're desperate to mash up the Integrity Commission. So he wants to, not the government wants to remove Pamela Monroe Ellis as the commissioner, put the Auditor General back to a standalone agency or entity, and then now the Auditor General can audit the Integrity Commission. What do you think you're going to find? What is it that you think you're going to find if Pamela Monroe Ellis audit the Integrity Commission, as opposed to if the Integrity Commission is audited by an independent auditor? Now, the JLP, with their majority, have given a green light to submitting their report to do exactly that, to separate Pamela Monroe Ellis from the commission. Now, if that is done, it won't have any effect on how robust or professional Pamela Monroe Ellis is or does her job. But it's just to see how the government is determined to avoid all responsibility, to make sure there is a way and there are loopholes for the government to continue with its treacherous mode of corruption. This is all what it's about. But let me say to you, to the government and Everard Warmington, that will do nothing. The Integrity Commission is going to still work robustly. The Auditor General is going to still work professionally, independently, and robustly. Both agency, Everard Warmington, can still work together. Even though being separate, the Integrity Commission Act makes it possible for them to still work together. You won't achieve anything, like literally. Now, let us see how fast Andrew Holness is going to move to amend the legislation. Let us see how fast, because we've all been asking, as Babsy promised, that they're looking into it to look at new laws to make the sex offenders register become public, something which is of national interest and national importance. The government is drawing their feet on. Let us see how, now that we know that all this government intention is about is to make sure anything anti-corruption is demolished in this country. Anything anti-corruption, Andrew Holness, is demolished in our country. So let us see how quick, or if he's going to try to, before he calls the general election, to bring legislation to Parliament to amend the Integrity Commission Act to the effect of separating Pamela Monroe Ellis from the commission, which will do jack shit, nothing. We're not going to achieve nothing. They're still because when it comes to the auditing side of things, they're still going to have to depend on Pamela Monroe Ellis' expertise and advice. The Integrity Commission Act allows them to work together. All they have to do is just sign a memorandum of understanding. That's all. We're not going to achieve anything. We're not going to waste our time We not waste our time. Why don't should not do meaningful things like looking at bringing emergency laws to make the sex offenders register public so we can know if they'll write chuck the penny. This government is on a drive to destroy the governance structure of this country because Andrew Holness don't want to be hold to anything. Andrew Holness think that it's okay to just continue with the corruption in broad daylight, the corruption that is draining the public purse, the corruption that destroy or set back our education system, the corruption that destroyed our healthcare system, the corruption that make sure our roads weren't maintained throughout 2 terms. And these are the things that Andrew Holness wants to protect. But the same Andrew Holness is asking for a 3rd term to do what the country asks. The country is asking to do what? Because you're still promising us prosperity. You've changed the tone of your argument in how you promise it. You make it look like, okay, we've set it across the country. But if it is set across the country, Prime Minister, why are you bringing it to the villages now? All we should have seen it one time. You say done nationally, you don't understand the Prime Minister. When you say nationally, you're speaking of the entire country. Your macroeconomic argument would make more sense rather than using the word nationally. Because if you use the word nationally, you're speaking of the entire country. And then you start it out nationally, and then you're going to bring it to it locally. I don't understand you anyway. But I hope the PNP have a next demonstration plan for the week coming, because we must continue the pressure on this government. We must continue to call out this government. I don't know, so Dr. Tufton irritate me. When I did know, so Dr. Tufton irritate me. I don't know if I him or the gleaner do it. I don't know if a Dr. Tufton or the gleaner do it, but one of them I get palm my nerve. Dr. Tufton, 9 years. 9 years as Minister of Health, Dr. Tufton. 8 years of it was the destruction of Cornwall Regional Hospital. 12 weeks left in a government, Dr. Tufton. Yeah, promise to the whole world. 9 years. 12 weeks. Dr. Tufton. So much. You have so much plan, you know. You have so much things I do, you know. You have build hospital. You have build theater. You have build clinic. In 12 weeks. 12 weeks, Dr. Tufton. I 12 weeks, couldn't have, you know. You can't come back compromise way again. You must have got do it in a 12 week for sure. We said we have achieved it, Dr. Tufton. You must have got do it in a 12 week and say, I showed you, I told you we could have achieved it. But on a promise and I come promise the same thing again. A 3 months or so to election in a Dr. Tufton. If you couldn't refurbish one hospital in 8 years, you think that anything you work and promise now in the few weeks where you have left, we're going to believe say possible? When we seen is believing, as they say, Dr. Tufton, we see the makeshift down a Montego Bay there that once upon a time was Cornwall Regional. Cornwall once upon a time. Dr. Tufton. Cornwall once upon a time. 8 years. You take for mash up one house. Jesus! Dr. Tufton, it took you 8 years to mash up one hospital. And then you go bill. How long it going to take you to build one? Can take you 8 years to mash up one? I wouldn't like it. Jesus. I wouldn't like to see the doctor building a hospital. Dr. Tufton. I really wouldn't like to see the time it would take you to build a hospital. Because, whoa, if it take you 8 years to mash up one, 8 multiplied by how much we need to do you now? To get, to achieve, how long you would have take Dr. Tufton to build a hospital? 27 operating theater. Yes, Dr. Tufton said I built 27 operating theater. Look how long Dr. Bruce had chopped way up chopping. Bad things, bad joke. Look how long Dr. Bruce had put up a chopping board, Dr. Tufton, and you never see we had a problem. And no, you're going to build theater give when you see how comfortable it on Bruce chopping board. Ask the Governor General about Bruce chopping board. This is what we need to get rid of, and why we need to get rid of these people who starved us while they were stealing and bars. While they were stealing, they ignore us. And now, them come back and ask for more time to steal, but let me use a few weeks to fool them to give me more time to steal. Are you all crazy? Fool us to give you more time to steal. Because I'm not going to do more with a 5 year. I mean, after stealing for so long, I go give on a more adrenaline to thief more. Thank you, Dr. Tufton, for your concern. We will wait though. We will wait till somebody qualified. Somebody who is not looking to enrich themselves. Somebody who is not about them and their friends' business, Dr. Tufton. Thank you. But we will wait. It won't be too long. At 9 years times 15, where you calculate the fool. 9. Hold on, let me check. How much are we Andrew call in a 9 year? Another the maths quick then of 15,000 times 9. 15,000 Prime Minister. Where is this thing called calculator? 15,000 times 9. Bucks in Okova. Throughout Andrew Holness' government tenure, Andrew Holness has killed 135,000 Jamaicans. Andrew Holness and Dr. Tufton. As per what Dr. Bruce told us, Andrew Holness and Dr. Tufton over the last 9 years have killed 135,000 Jamaicans. Dr. Hunter, thank you. As per what Dr. Roger Hunter told us, 135,000 of us were killed by Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton over the period of 9 years. Add another 5 to that. And Jordan passing $250,000 down if we give him another 5 years. If we give the Prime Minister another 5 years, it would have passed him $250,000. And this is just what they use the health care alone to kill. I'm not talking about the ones Dr. Chang killed. I'm just talking about the ones killed by Andrew Holness and Christopher Tufton. When I talk about what Darrell Vance killed, what Babsy killed, what Chang killed, you know. That's why I always say they're always pointing something at us. Me know Debbie before me got that count like me come from Port Antonio, like me the mayor for Port Antonio. Andrew Holness cannot get another term in this country or another day after the general election. Andrew Holness is an existential threat, if I say the word go, to the security of Jamaica and the people of Jamaica. Andrew Holness is a dictator. Andrew Holness is a gang leader. He's a ruthless and lawless person. Under no circumstances, based on what we have been through, especially in the last 5 years, the amount that we came to the realization that this Prime Minister and his cronies has stolen from the public purse in the last 9 years. Our country is not going to move forward in 5 years under them. If oil is truly found in our country, the hands of this current government cannot get on it. It is why Andrew Holness is determined to use stealing and violence. The bike with him hope knives. It is why Andrew Holness decided to use stealing and violence in order to maintain power. It is why he is reinforcing himself as a dictator within his party, because he wants to always be in the thick of it. If Andrew Holness stepped down after losing the election, Andrew just invest in oil and gas. You watch if he hasn't started yet. If he hasn't started yet. But Andrew Holness and Christopher Tufton has done their worst to us and for us. Thank you, but no thank you. We have suffered long enough, Dr. Tufton. Remember, Dr. Tufton, you wouldn't worry about, remember, say they thief the woman medication in a doctor. Remember, you did thief the woman medication down a Wowo yonder? You remember? So we not trust you. Not wanna come promise now. We know you cannot deliver. It take you 8 years to mash up one hospital. Why you think we're going to think saying I go take you 72 years to build one? You know, so mashing up something don't take no time. You just have to be careless about it. The people of Jamaica is fed up, and I have no doubt that they will express themselves as such at the polls. Because when you listen to Jamaica, various sectors of Jamaica across social media. The people of all ages and class now, because you see, it's spanning, are coming out against this government because everybody, all of us are feeling the pinch because we've come to the realization that it's not just poor people that they don't like. Them don't like people, full stop. Shang him a walk and talk some hope of shit to you know. You see, because and say we not a chance later, we not go take him on. We not understand what he say. So it wouldn't worthwhile responding to something where you not understand. If there's a chance later that can translate the things them what Chang attack said, then I might get the chance to respond to Chang. But so far, I know his mouth is moving. Generally, when their mouth are moving, they're lying. That's all I can say of Dr. Chang. His mouth was moving and he was lying. But as to what Dr. Chang was speaking of, discussing, or inform, I don't know. I honestly, I cannot say. Hmm? I really cannot say. If you have interpreting hearing aid or some interpreting hearing aid that can translate what Dr. Chang say and tell you, I don't. I won't be able to attack. I won't be able to attack Dr. Chang because I don't know what I'll be attacking him about. Because I don't know what he say. Don't know a word what Dr. Chang say. Council call for end to overload and truck carrying sugar cane. Hold on there. Tropical storm, is it Dahlia? Form and is expected to bring rain to southern Mexico. So what is it? The second one now, isn't it? I think it's the second one developed now. Hold on there. Well, there's a face-off going on between Apka Fitz-Henley and Mayor Swaby over, you know, the media people that were Mayor Swaby say, oh, money have to come forward with it. But Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clark, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, was speaking at the meeting of governors at the Caribbean Development Bank in Brazil a few days ago. Dr. the Honorable, whoa, I can only see from far. I can't see when it's close to me, Dr. the Honorable. See from far, Doctor. Now that my head is out of the shit, I can see and smell, said the doctor. Caribbean countries need to digitalize government and banking service to reduce the cost of financing and doing business in the region, says Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Dr. Nigel Clark. Noting that the region has some of the highest electricity costs, Dr. Clark. Whoa, Dr. Clark. No, sir. Dr. Clark also called for more investment in renewable energy. Dr. C from afar. But not till I read more. Dr. C from afar. Doctor, now that I am gone, I can give that advice. Why not play with some? The besties or besties finance minister they say our country has ever had. When our besties finance minister left, that's the time he might tell we how to grow. What is Nigel Clark saying? Because that was Jesus. I happy me happy or a fool me fool. It was your job when you was there, you know, Dr. Clark. No, sir. Dr. Clark, those were the policies, Dr. Clark, that you should have advised the government. Dr. C from afar. Huh? These are the things that Nigel Clark should be telling Andrew Holness when he was Minister of Finance. Now, when Dr. C from afar is in his illustrious job at the IMF, Dr. C from afar can see how to develop the economy. Nigel, why? Globalists, thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to take the weekend break and do my bits and pieces. But when you listen to Nigel Clark, Outer Road, yeah, ask him, when should you have given this particular advice? Just ask him that. Jesus. When you listen to Nigel Outer Road, ask Nigel Clark, when was it, Mr. Clark, that you should have given this particular advice that you've just given? Thank you for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support as always. Thank you, rather, for your continuous support to Global TV. I'm going to take a weekend break, but make sure you join us back. Am I going to come back before Monday morning? I don't know. I feel I want to have the weekend. But you might never know. Something might pop off for Andrew where we have to run, come out, come hitch on back. So just make sure on keep on an eye on a notification. Thanks for your continuous support. Continue to subscribe, follow, share, comment, and always remember you can continue to conversate in the comments of the afterlife. So thank you all very much. Have yourself a restful and an enjoyable weekend. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, can't sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta. I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you must show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.